Here, I can send it to you.
That muted that? You muted that?
Yeah.
All right, I just.
I can send it to you. Oh, I can't. Give me my phone. I can't hear any of these people.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Me is Buck.
Me, I know.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good. School was done Friday.
Good. Did you get any of those really bad storms last week?
Nah.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't too bad over here.
Good.
Bit of wind, that's about it.
Yeah, lots of wind, but
Worried about you.
oh,
Thank you.
When they
Thank
said
you.
something about it being close to Owasso, I thought, oh, that's Marianne's place.
Yeah.
So
See, supposedly the Indians have blessed the land in Owasso. And
okay.
really, truly, we have been so blessed because it's always been outside of Owasso that a tornado or anything has touched down.
That's cool.
That's
So-
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because they go all around you, I think.
yeah. Okay, now let me see if I can. I sent this out last night, but I didn't send it to you. Okay. Let me see. I do not know how many people. You saw that I resent the invitation to a bunch of people.
I didn't get it.
No, I didn't resend it to you because you actually told me you were coming.
Okay. That's good.
Should be about 33. Well, 32.
Already here?
Yeah, there should be.
Well,
I know that, okay, I know that. Yeah, I sent it to DXC.
okay.
I know that Cora can't be here. Somebody else who I really don't know, but Walter knew. I think they're on a plane right now. I read it in an email. I have so many emails from Walter that I can't keep up anymore.
Join the club.
I think he wrote a few yesterday.
Yes. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, I guess Cora's probably working.
Yeah, she's either working or I don't know. She could be working, but supposedly this is recording
Yep.
on my machine. And it says recording up in the left-hand corner.
It does.
So-
Mine too.
So I'm hoping
Yeah.
I just have to find it when we're done so that I can share it. So. And Jim's still trying to connect to audio.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's Jim Coates, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yep.
But we still have time before the time. So
That's 5-6 more minutes.
yeah, Joe said, we got a note from Joe saying that he got unexpected company last night and he didn't think he'd be able to make it. But I never worry about Joe.
No.
You know, I know he knows.
Are you talking about Joe Moore or Joe Lopez?
No, Lopez,
Okay. No, I'm not too worried about either one of them, really.
really. So,
It's the ones that I don't have a clue who they are. I mean, it's like, there's
right,
a half a dozen that I don't know who these people are, and that's kind of.
right. That's why I'd like to see them. So, because I'm
Yep.
thinking if we saw them,
Yeah.
we would figure it out, you know? What are you doing over there?
Don't worry. Nothing.
Does Richard want to be on his own screen and?
Yes, yes, he can go in the other room and leave me alone. So. Oh, admit all. Robin's here, Leslie's here.
There's Leslie.
Yeah. Oh. There's,
Good
Greg.
afternoon. Do you want me
Hi.
on picture?
We don't need your picture if you don't want to, we don't care.
Greg. looks
Hello,
like-
Leslie. There's Robin.
There.
Oh, I think we're getting your storms, Marianne. Just blew across the river.
What kind of weather are we supposed to have in Iowa?
I hadn't checked yet.
I looked yesterday and it looked like it was going to be on the cooler side.
Sweet,
Right.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's good.
sweet, because it's like 90 something here today.
Right. It isn't today, but it was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Leslie went outside.
Huh,
Checking the weather, see if it's raining.
looks sunny there. If I went outside, I'd be soaking wet and getting blown away right
Oh, okay.
now.
And we had tornado warnings here last night in
Ouch.
Orlando,
Oh,
but
Okay.
it's sunny now.
I just
Must
hope
all
nobody
blown
gets
up
what
here
I,
in Georgia.
yeah. I don't want tornadoes.
you definitely don't want what I drove through last Sunday afternoon on the way home from Little Rock. It was the hailstorm from,
Now it's
Oh.
on you.
it was really bad.
It was from like last Friday or, I don't, we had something here last week, I think, and they were like 1.5
I don't know what to tell you.
hailstorm.
That's what I was in. But it was between Russellville and Clarksville on the way up I-40.
Okay.
Wait till you see my car.
Ping, ping,
Oh.
ping.
You getting
Oh,
a new one?
well, they might as well. I think it's going to cost more to repair the hail damage than I owe on it.
Wow.
So,
If Walter doesn't show up, this is gonna be a very short meeting.
He didn't tell me what to talk about, so.
We'll have
Oh,
to make it
my.
up as we go.
No, it's
Daniel,
recording.
Daniel, yes, it should be recording. We're hoping it's recording because
Push it to record.
we have a few people
What?
who definitely told us they couldn't come.
Ask.
So,
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like we're starting on Thursday. The 1-3 crew is starting
Your town
first
turned
thing
out?
Thursday morning,
Yeah.
right?
You do?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's what it looks like.
Yes, I do.
Ask them if they can hear you.
Good, good.
Can you all hear me by any chance?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Fine.
but you're hiding.
You're hiding, the picture
You're
is
hiding.
not, evidently your picture is not.
Joe's here,
How do I?
Larry's here. Um,
Hi, Marianne.
Thing to
here,
put up.
hi.
Stephen has a, does it say?
So,
picture?
Buck, while we're waiting for Walter, I'm gonna be there, I think Tuesday night. I'm staying with my roommate from prior years. We're sharing a room on Tuesday night.
Okay,
So I will be available first thing
Unhide.
Wednesday morning if there's
Yeah.
anything.
Start video?
yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing
What?
something.
I think it's start video.
Whatever.
I
Walter
can
tells
see
us
all
to
of
do.
you. I can't hear all of you.
Oh, okay.
Several people are muted, so you might not hear.
Yeah.
Can you hear any of us?
I can hear everyone who's not muted.
Okay.
Here's Ryan and Ashley. They're joining right this minute.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, Dan.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute. The dog apparently is barking next door.
Hi, Buck.
Hey, Ed, I know it's in one of the million emails I've got, but when are you getting there?
Sometime on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, that's fine.
Depends on the traffic from Kansas City to Ames.
Is that normally very heavy or is it just road construction?
You never
Can any
know.
of you hear me?
I
Yes,
can hear you.
I can hear you. Oh, there's Nick.
For some reason, I can't hear any of you. Let me try with connections.
Harriet, sometimes with Zoom, if that happens, you may need to just jump off and jump back on, and it might ask you permissions when you pop back on.
If she can't hear you, Leslie, she's not going to hear you.
We have to,
Tell her
we
how to
have
do
to,
it.
we have to type. Where's the chat?
Down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Somebody already chatted. We chatted already.
Okay. You might.
I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say you might, sometimes you have to disconnect and then connect again, you know? Okay.
Yeah, actually, it was simpler than that. I have the phone going through my computer, and my computer's volume was way down.
Oh, okay.
One of those little things.
Okay. All right. All right. Buck, are you texting Walter?
I haven't yet. I'm trying to find names, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I
okay.
will.
I can.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I was trying to find a name there.
Since all the judges are staying at Gateway, from what I understand, do we want to try and have a get together like after opening on Wednesday or before opening on Wednesday?
Okay. She just froze.
Yeah.
I'll see if I hear anything from her. I sent him a text.
Right.
Okay. I sent Ann a text. Seeing if she was gonna join us. I forget where my little piece of paper is, who told me they couldn't come.
Sit up on the counter.
L. Crombie? That's the email. L. Crombie. And Anne said she might be able to. She wasn't sure. Charles was supposed to be, oh, Ann's here. Okay.
Awesome to see all these familiar faces.
Yeah, it'll probably take till the second day for me to get names with all of them.
So that's
It's
Ann
okay.
You think that's Ann from Florida?
I think so.
Okay, I see Ann. I wasn't sure if it was Ann Linder or Ann from Florida.
Oh, it might be Ann Linder.
I don't know what either one of them looks like, so.
Okay. I think the other Ann spells her name with an E at the end. The one from Florida.
Yeah, she does.
So, she's judged for quite a long time. And she did say maybe when she sent me back the note about the meeting, so. Okay, I'm very excited about Iowa. So,
It'll be good to be back together again.
right.
Do we want to try and get together before or after opening ceremony Wednesday, since most of us will be there by then? Since we're not getting together Thursday morning, I mean.
That's why we're getting together today.
Yeah,
That's why we're supposed to be getting together today, but
right.
we also are hoping Walter will be here.
Do know one thing he sent out in a note. He asked everyone to bring masks with them just in case some of the kids don't feel comfortable without masks.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that if we have a team that wants us to mask up, we could do that. So please try to bring those
Yep.
with you. See what else.
I understand they will, not that hand sanitizer is that important anymore, but for anybody that feels more comfortable, there is supposed to be hand sanitizer in all the areas also. But
Okay. I can bring some from school. I have to go up to school tomorrow anyway.
well,
So
it's supposed to
We
be
got
there.
some packed.
I can do that. And I've got alcohol wipes too in my room. They just give them to us all the time. It's not a big
Always
deal.
handy to have.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll get those from school tomorrow because I have a teacher who had a knee replacement and they decided they're going to paint her room. So some of us are going up there to take stuff off her walls because they can't paint over her posters. I mean, or I guess they could, but hey, I've known them to paint around things, but I would prefer that we just take everything off the wall so that she has a nice room. Oh,
So are there any COVID protocols at all? Are they doing masks like at opening and closing or?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Iowa doesn't have any mandates right now at all. We had our state tournament there and we didn't have a closing ceremony just to make things easier on us. But yeah, Iowa State doesn't have any protocols right now going on.
I think the protocol is to sign the insurance release.
Yeah, other than that.
Marianne, are they checking COVID cards when we check in at the
I don't
hotel?
know. If anyone feels uncomfortable, just wear your mask. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, I have kids in my class every single day. Some wear masks, some don't. It's kind of a personal preference. I've had all 4 shots, so I think I'm pretty
have
good to go. So
Yeah.
Me too.
Made a
No.
point of getting the 4th one 3 weeks ago.
yeah, I'm going to get to, after I get home from Ames, 2 days after Ames, Richard and I are going to Paris, so
Mhm.
I
Oh,
wanted to be ready to go to Paris. So
That's
cool.
awesome.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
How long are you going to be gone?
9 days, 8 days, something like that. So we're going with our goddaughter and her husband and their 3 children. So it'll be one of them, we have a 12-year-old going, an 8-year-old going, and a 7-month-old going. So
Oh, wow.
it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
Well, I think the one COVID decision that we made is we're not flying to Iowa. We're driving.
Yeah, we're driving. Rich and I will be driving, and like I told Walter, we have a Tahoe, so we'll be able to take a few people in our vehicle over to the site. Usually Rosemary's kind enough to bring a few
I'll have
people over to
mine.
the site. So anyway, and I think Ed even said he might have a few spots in his car.
Okay.
But he'll be going early, folks, because Ed's going to be our guy in the weight room. So,
So
in the
will I.
weigh-in area. So
Yep.
so is Rosemary. So she'll be going fairly early. So if you're an early bird, though, that's who you want to get hooked up with.
We're driving my RAV4, but Jeff's already claimed it for the score room.
Right, of
I'm
course.
gonna say either Rosemary or Ed, although Nick is, I usually go with Nick, but is he not going early?
I don't know.
I'll have a car, I'm renting a car too, and I'm in weigh-in, so.
Maybe that's a reason to get together after opening ceremonies Wednesday evening, is to work out cars in the morning Thursday.
Because we're
Well,
all.
Thursday morning, we start at 9.
No.
Well, weigh-in we have to be there at 7.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
weigh-in has to
I
be
mean,
there
but
at 7.
long-term starts at 9 on Thursday for Division
But
3.
we've been told to be there at 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
be there.
there was one email I got from Richard. Well, yeah, he said to meet in the lobby, not Richard, from Walter.
Yeah.
We meet in the lobby at 6:30 and go over.
That's for the weigh-in people, right?
That's
That's
way
way-
in.
That's
I
way-
thought all the judges had a meeting at
No.
7 o'clock.
Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a room.
Mm,
Weigh-in judges
Oh,
Thursday
do you
morning
have
at
info for
7,
us?
all other
Yeah.
judges at 8.
yeah, I think it's
Oh,
just way.
okay. Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, bye. Okay, bye. I didn't notice that Buck was gone and now he's getting back in.
Where's Walter?
On
He's
his way,
coming.
Okay.
Or at least I think so.
All right.
So while I was talking to Walter on the phone, I got knocked off, and not sure why that was.
I still think meeting up after opening ceremonies is a good idea to get cars straightened out.
I think weigh-in is straightened out on Walter's email.
Yeah, it's the rest of us.
Everybody else, you guys might need to work something out, but
Yeah.
weigh-in, we've been told where to be and when to be there, so.
He did. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't meet after opening ceremonies because we all have to get to bed so we can get up early. So.
Yeah, it says, I'm reading on Walter's note, we all have to be there at 8 a.m. And the D1, all other judges must meet in the D1, D3 performance areas at 8.
Greg, is that when you think you're gonna be there?
We'll be there
You're gonna
early.
be there at 8?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'll probably be there before then.
I think so.
Well, head judge has to be there at 7. Head judge is 7.
I'm gonna be there at 7. Because I want to know what's going on anyway. That's how I am at school. I mean, school doesn't start till 8 and I'm always there by like 10 to 7. So this way I have the lay of the land. I know what's going on.
So is there any transportation on Wednesday? Since I'm gonna be there, like first thing, should I reach out to Buck or Walter, one of you guys, to get a ride over? Because Andy's gonna be, I think he's gonna be at the Tigers game in Minneapolis on Wednesday.
I'm gonna be on Walter's coattails because I have no transportation myself. So
All right, well,
I'm told we have transportation when we need it.
Okay,
So I know you have my phone number. Well, I know you have all of our phone numbers, so we will, and I have yours. So, I mean, we'll just call you. And now I know that you're going to be there Wednesday morning. We'll hook up with whoever's going to be there.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there from Tuesday midday.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there a meeting place? I think a lot of us are gonna be there.
Yeah, I think,
I think we're gonna probably start at Gateway and go from there. I mean, we're all, as far as the competition site, it's the same place as it has been for the last several times in Iowa, so it's no difference there. And
Does anybody have my phone number to get a hold of me?
I'm
see.
pretty sure
I
I
think
do.
I,
probably
Okay.
wise to meet at the gate.
I thought I had your number.
Probably be wise, to, at least for those of us that have to be over there at 8 to meet at the gateway like at 7:30.
I'll
in
tell you
lobby.
what, if we don't have one already, Marianne, I'm willing to take the list that's on the Zoom and just put together a Google sheet and put names, phone numbers, and emails, and which judging team you're on, and that way we'll all have a central place we can get each other's information, if that.
If I looked
Okay.
for Harriet's number, that would be good, because I looked for
Okay.
Harriet's number and I do not have it.
And I'm gonna
Mm.
add a column that says I have a car and how many people I could take, so that we can
Right.
kind of get an eyeball of what's going, I'll do that, if that's okay.
Are you going over for 7 or 8 on Thursday?
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have a car. I'm gonna put
Okay.
together, I'm putting together a Google sheet that's gonna have everybody's name and who's got what, and then we can make sure that everybody has a car or. 'Cause
Okay.
They
Way.
should shuttle
Yeah.
bus, the first shuttle bus
Okay.
should be going over. I'm just guessing not for 7 AM. Nobody else, maybe other than spontaneous might not be starting that early.
Yeah. We're leaving here at 0:30 tomorrow.
Well, I said my husband and I started our journey last Wednesday because we came to Michigan to visit our family. And we actually were out at Michigan State yesterday. Son and granddaughter are. And then we're heading out, I think Monday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be driving on our way to Iowa.
Where are you in Michigan, Leslie?
I am in Canton right now. So it's about 10 minutes away from the Detroit airport.
So we're about 10 minutes from the airport too, in near Red Rock
Where are you?
in Michigan.
Whereabouts in Michigan?
It's near Flat Rock.
Oh my
Just
God.
About south, 15 minutes at max southeast of the airport.
Too funny.
Well, there was an email from Walter at some point in time. I think it was like maybe a week ago.
Mhm.
And it was asking who was going to have cars. And then once we knew who was going to have cars in Iowa, then there was going to be an effort to arrange transportation. So if Larry, I know I just saw you with a note about having a car, but anybody that's got a car that is going to have a car in Michigan, Iowa, Woo, we're going to Iowa. Respond to that email because that was to all of us.
Well, what I'm gonna do, Buck, is I'm gonna send out the email with a link to a Google Sheet. It's gonna have name, judging team, email address, phone number, and do you have a car? And if you have a car, how many people can you take?
Okay.
So I'll just get it all on one spreadsheet.
I think
Okay,
that's a good idea.
Like I say, there's a series of emails, but you can certainly do that and everybody can respond as they believe.
Yeah, because I would like.
And Larry is saying that he responded to Walter.
Yeah, so did I.
Hopefully others.
So did
did.
I.
Yeah,
So did
I
I.
did. Yeah.
I just want phone numbers as well, especially for my judging team. So
Yep. I understand.
For those of you that are driving, if you remember, there's a parking lot right next to the building. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
Really?
When we were there for
People
state
saying there's plenty
competition,
of parking for that building.
The one in
It's-
front or the
it's-
one behind?
so there's the one kind of in the front of the building. The big parking lot towards the football stadium still exists, and that's where you're going to
Oh,
have to
good.
park.
Okay.
What they've done is they're expanding all the parking lots around there for more football parking spaces to make more money.
Right.
So when we were there in April, it was just a huge mud pit where the parking lot used to be, but they're wrapping the parking lot all the way around the Fisher Theater and the Stevens Auditorium, all that area that used to be nice green grass with trees. It's gonna be a
Oh,
parking lot.
Oh,
Wow.
great.
There's no parking on the north side of Shaman or Hilton.
On the north side of Hilton, there's a little bit, but north side of Sheeman, not at all.
Okay.
They said they wouldn't have it done until right before football season starts.
Okay.
Figures.
Do they have a football team?
I think they move the cattle out of the way every once in a while to play football. Iowa State's my rival university from where I went to college. So
It's one of ours too.
Walter jumping on the call or no?
10 minutes ago, he said he was.
Is he ready to be, is he waiting to be let in?
I think
Nope.
this is his way of getting bucked trial by fire.
Well, you know, that happened earlier in the week. I got invited to a Sammy and AD meeting in IPCs, and I don't know where Walter was. I was by myself, and they started asking me questions. It's like, ah!
All right. Ah, here he is. See, I've been watching the little waiting room thing.
Yeah, don't everybody give him a grief at one, y'all at one time now. Let's be
Let's
nice.
just all say,
Just be nice.
he's here.
All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Maybe he just wants to lurk.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I know that a few times we've done this, we've had meetings like this and, you know, he's there and then it goes away and it comes back. Sort of
Yeah.
like Leslie before when you were there and then it left and.
The internet here, I came back inside because I was on the opposite side of the house from the router, so.
Oh, where'd he go?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. He's in the middle of the room.
Hey.
Hi, Walter.
Hi, Walter.
Hello, everyone. My sincere apologies. Somehow in the back of my mind, I had it was a typical Zoom meeting at 7 o'clock at night.
Oh,
So, and you know, the thing is, I was just now getting ready to get online at 3 o'clock to check emails, none of which I've done yet. So we will work on this first. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Awesome.
We're
Hey,
all
Walter.
rested up waiting for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Walter, while we were waiting, I said I would send out a Google form so that everybody can, or a Google sheet so that people can put in, if they have a car, how many people they can hold, what their cell phone number is, because I want the cell phones for my judges. So we're just going to put them all on one Google sheet, if that's okay.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay.
We have probably, since you brought up cars, there's like 12 of you who will be there bringing a vehicle. So y'all got my email that I sent out the other night regarding with, you know, I'm thinking for the first day, which is Thursday, the weigh-in judges could meet. There's like 4 of you that have cars. So I wanted to get the weigh-in judges over so we have at least an hour to kind of review things before the first teams. Sound like a good plan?
Yes.
Okay, good. I also sent out in the email that you can make a copy of, which is allergies and disabilities for any of the participants, coaches, etc. Problem 4. And I also sent you a schedule. So we've got the ride share, we've got the schedule. As far as the problem is concerned, all of the problems have 2 sites at World Finals, which is why we have combined, in a lot of cases, judging teams. The direction I took for us was to put together 2 complete judging teams. So we have 3 style judges, 3 problem judges, etc., weight held judges, 3
Yay.
weight judges for each division. Somebody say something?
I was just saying, yay.
I felt that worked better for the teams, gives them a normal experience at World Finals. So we're not doing the shift between judging teams, because some of the other problems, they only had 2 style judges, a couple of problem judges, and that's it, because they've had to put together 3 judging teams. So we only have the 2. 1 and 3, you've got a pretty long day. 2 and 4, my plan is when we start the tournament on Thursday, the reason I wanted you to come over early was so that we had door monitors at the sites when we get started on 1 and 3, which is at 9, but also for those of you who've been to Iowa State and Sheeman before, it's nothing but chaos outside of weigh-in because we have this year prop storage at either side, whereas last time in 2018, Marianne, you had the Division 3-4 teams in that corner room. I think it's 254.
Yeah.
So we're going to work at getting the corridor set up. I've reached out looking for stanchions and ropes so we can set things up. I think, Buck, you sent out a something the way you had it set up last time.
Yep.
All right. So Ed Francis, is Ed on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Ed. So you'll be picking up where that is, since you've got the head judge position and weigh-in, but you're also very familiar with the Iowa State and with Sheeman, which helps a lot. And also, for those of you who were there before, and Ed, correct me if I'm wrong, if you enter the building from one side, you come in at ground level. And if you enter from the opposite side, you actually come in on the first floor. So you have
kind
to.
of. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
there's a ground entrance, but there's like a walkway that comes in on the first floor.
Yep. So you just need to be aware of it if you've not been to Sheeman before. It takes a little bit of time to get coordinated. Also, when we were there in 2018, the kitchen is located on the second floor, and we have the caterers corridor, which runs right down through the middle. Now, the only teams that'll be in there will be the staging teams that are being staged. So we'll bring them down through there. The freight elevator, I believe, is also accessible at one end. So we should be able to have staging quietly handled in that corridor. And that's also where the teams will exit and then leave going down the other way. For those of you in 2018, the exact same procedure as last time. The difficulty with then doing that is that means we don't have staging out in the hall where the audience members are coming in and out. So we're going to have to work on door monitors. I've made up some signs in case we don't have a door monitor. But right now, what we're coordinating is we have 2 2 Division 4 workers, volunteers that will be sharing with problems 2 and 5. So we will have them. I think we get them for Friday and Saturday. So we have a couple of volunteer Division 4 team members, and we also have several ADs who will be assisting us swinging in and out. I know we have Lisa from Georgia. We have hopefully Deanna Day from Arizona. Daniel, I think your mom's going to try and help us out at some point. So that's hopefully we'll see her there. So we'll have to coordinate that as best we can. I sent you all the. Does anybody have any questions about the site? I mean, y'all pretty comfortable with the way we've got it set up?
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna tell Ed was, so weigh-in's gonna be in the middle? That's where it was?
Same place it was in 2018.
Yeah, I would tell you, it did get, I remember I actually spent a lot of time down there policing the teams out there because it got so chaotic with teams putting their props in the hallway because some of them were, the D4 stuff was so huge. And the thing that I think you should think about that's always driving me nuts, that seems to be a problem, is the international teams show up 20 minutes beforehand and jump the line. They've learned that they can jump the line. And we had somebody last year that was, or a couple of years ago, that was waiting like 3 hours because they kept getting jumped. So think about how you might handle that, because it was just I couldn't fault the coach, but it stunk that the teams that were late were getting priority.
It was just pulling us out there. They're not the worst offenders, so.
I think what, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, Walter, we did get around it a little bit because we started having one of our volunteers go make sure that we always had the next 3 teams through weigh-in. So maybe that's something, Ed, we can talk about, because have that volunteer go make sure that those teams are up there an hour ahead of time is I think what we tried to do, have them go to prop storage.
It's going to have to be more than a volunteer. It's going to have to be an official with an official shirt on.
Okay, so
And the problem, and the major problem that we really had, Leslie, I'm sorry, was that we had teams put all their props in the hallway and then leave. So we had to work around that. So I think we've learned from that. And I think between Ed, Buck, and myself, we'll be able to monitor that and keep it cleaned up. And weigh-in judges can help with that because, 2 and 4 starts later on Thursday. We shift back to a bit more of a regular schedule on Friday and Saturday. So we'll just have to do the best we can on monitoring all of that. So hopefully we'll be well prepared for it.
Walter, refresh my memory. Where is the prop storage again?
It's at opposite corners. I think I sent you guys a layout of the rooms that we have. It's weigh-in is in the cross corridor at the end of the building, and then prop storage is at either the 2 ends. I believe in 2018, prop storage was in where we have our performance sites for 2 and 4. That was storage last time. They were down the hall. Now we've got them we've got them bookend.
Okay.
Weigh-in.
Okay.
It's at the northwest corner and the southwest corner of the building.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Prop storage has windows, performance sites don't.
correct.
That works. I was just remembering the last time we were where the prop storage was across that middle hallway from the performance site. And we were trying to do staging in there. And we had teams that were actually blocking the exit door of prop storage.
Yeah, they were in 2 and 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Because the site that we have now on that floor was for divisions 1 with Rosemary and no, 3 was down the hall in the corner where prop storage is. And division 2 was downstairs where Ed was, which is the auditorium. Problem 2 is in there.
Yeah.
No, the last time I think we were there, I was on the first floor in that other room, not the auditorium. Like I think problem 3 was not. The time before that, I was in the auditorium, which that was even more interesting.
Yeah.
So where are the teams going to? I remember that room, and it was so chocker block full you couldn't move. So where's are the teams going to use the outside hallways then to assemble their props when they're getting on their day of competition?
Yeah, they're gonna walk. We're gonna try and shuffle them around the corners, down the hallways where the audience would come in, and away from the cross corridor at the end of the building, which is where weigh-in is.
Right.
So it's going to take a little bit of shuffling, but it is what it is. We'll do the best we can to monitor.
Yeah.
Okay. On the plus side, we have 2/3 of the normal amount of teams, and we'll be processing at about 2/3 the normal rate. So, it should cut down on the flow outside of weigh-in somewhat.
There's also 2 other problem performance sites and souvenir sales all in the same building.
Not on the same floor though.
Yeah.
But they're downstairs. I think
they're downstairs. There's just gonna be a lot more people in the building than we're used to.
Well, we should have the second floor pretty much to ourselves, and the caterer's corridor is an enormous help for us.
Yeah.
Because that allows staging to be handled quietly in that corridor. That's also where we'll have the teams exit if we're able to set it up that way when they're done, is bring them back out. 2 and 4, we may have to let them exit right out into where the spectators come in and out. So I'll have to go over the logistics of that when we're there on, I don't know, Buck and I will probably go over there on Tuesday because we're actually traveling together as it turned out. And then Wednesday, I know most of you will be showing up. So come on by. We'll take a look and check things out. Let's see. What else as far as the site's concerned? I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to go over as far as the site. A reminder, as I put in the email I sent the other day, you've got the shuttle schedule should be posted down in the lobby. But once we get situated, hopefully we can buddy up with rideshare and pretty much cover our officials getting back and forth. So just go by the schedules that I sent over to you earlier. Let's see, went over most of what I wanted to review. Again, which I have to emphasize to all the judges, police your areas after the teams and be on the lookout for the university dorm keys. That's a major issue there. Those key deposits, I don't think it's a deposit, but those keys are like $175 to have replaced.
Right.
And the experience was last time the university wouldn't let CCI know until the fall when school started again, or over the summer, which is very hard to collect from teams responsible. So if I recall last time, we were able to take them downstairs and turn them in, but I only want, if you find the keys, turn them into the head judges so we can keep a record of what we've got and then turn them in. Because I think Lost and Found was downstairs on the ground floor.
Right.
Okay.
Tammy was talking about, basically, it sounded like they just got a bill from the school. I mean, they had no recourse or anything. It was, here's your bill. Pay it.
Yeah. And they try to reach out to the teams where they could, but good luck with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what else are we missing? I think that covers everything at the site that I hadn't already covered in the emails.
COVID protocol?
As covered in the email that I sent out, you should all be bringing masks.
Yeah.
We will respect teams that want to wear masks coming in for their performance. And if they have their masks on, we will mask up. Even though they may take their masks off when they come in to perform, because they showed up at staging in with masks on, we will mask up to respect them. So that's pretty much the protocol CCI has laid out. Okay?
I told them, Walter, if they feel uncomfortable, wear a mask. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. So it's kind of on you what you want to do other than when those kids show up. If they show up with one, we're wearing one. So.
Yeah, and as it turned out, we've already lost one official. James Griffiths from Georgia had to send us an email yesterday. He's been exposed to COVID, so following protocols, he won't be attending.
Right.
So is Ann on there? Ann Linder?
I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm Ann Linder.
Yeah, you're going to be handling staging on your own.
Oh my. Okay.
Yep. But again, you are in the corridor, so there'll be lots of help there. And I'm going to have, I think I've got Jay David set up as a staging judge, second staging judge for 1 and 3. So Jay David will also be able to help you, because what we will be doing is when the weigh-in judges get done with the team, they will score 4 and 5. And that means the scores will be put into a folder and then brought down to the judging sites and turned into the score checkers. And those scores will be entered along with the problem judges' scores for the balance of the long-term score sheet. Hopefully, all of you did something similar at your tournaments leading up to World Finals. The reason that I set it up that way, it is the only weigh-in officials really are the only ones who have an opportunity to look at how the team solved the problem of nesting the structures, which is why I felt they should be in a position to score it, because they can ask the team questions. Certainly can't have 3 problem judges go out and interrupt the performance so they can see how everything is unnested. So it's just the logistics of moving the paperwork from weigh-in down to score checkers. Not much difference than shifting the structures and the weigh-in check sheets down to weigh-in. So Jay David's probably going to be very busy running back and forth. So I will have manila envelopes and we'll just keep shifting back and forth. Is that pretty clear to everybody how we'll work that out?
The scores move independently of the structure.
Okay, Greg had the floor. Greg started. Go ahead, Greg.
So the scores move independently of the structure. The scores are just kind of go in an out box in an envelope and periodically get cleared to the site, and the structure and the structure checklist move independently of those.
Yeah, I'll probably have 2 envelopes at each of the weigh-in sites. So as you are done with the team, you can slip them in there, and then when the envelope is picked up and taken down to the score checkers, then you can start putting them in the second envelope, and we'll just bring the envelopes back and forth from weigh-in to the score checkers.
Okay, and we'll have 3. Each weigh-in official will have a different scoring sheet. Also, is that?
Yep. Those should. Jeff Carter took care of that. Everything should be set up. It should have your name. If not your name, it will have the school on it and their membership number.
Okay, and then I do have some questions on kind of scoring some of that stuff. We'll have time. We'll address that Thursday morning. So
that was my plan. Why I wanted to get started with weigh-in early, even though 2 and 4 starts later in the day. I wanted to. That's the real hang up for problem 4 this year, is weigh-in more so than other years. So that's why I wanted to have the opportunity to work with the 6 weigh-in judges, with Ed and with Buck, and for all of us to answer any questions then and go over procedures.
okay, because I think the requirements are fairly, you can understand the requirements and not necessarily understand how you're supposed to reflect that on the scoring, whether it's a spirit of the problem penalty or a D5A or wherever. So hopefully we have a chance to get all that, get everybody.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, which you guys are going to have to confirm, is if the score is 0 or 5, you all have to have the same thing. Right. 2 of you can't have 0, and 1 of you have 5. You guys are going to have to work that out.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that with the Zoom meeting. That's why I set it up the way I did for Thursday morning, so that we have an opportunity to review everything and answer questions, because collectively I want everybody doing the same thing so we're consistent. Okay. Leslie, you had a question?
Yeah, are our score checkers going to be on our competition sites, or are they going to do that thing like where they're down at the end of the hall and we have like 1 score checker, and then the other one was I can't find my list of the order that the paperwork that they want it filed. So if they could just give us that, bring a copy of the form order that they want for the judges.
I believe that there were sites set up for the score checkers in each room. Those are where the scorers are.
Last year they stuck them down in the master one. We had 1 score checker for all divisions.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll see how Jeff's got it set up. I know that we have the typical 3, which is Tom, Al, and Sharon. They'll all be down the end of the hall. If we have to take the scores down there, we will, which means the head judges will have to track them. I'm pretty sure Jeff's got all that worked out, so I'm not overly concerned. We'll iron out the kinks on Thursday on that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so weigh-in, we're going to do that Thursday. And after that, we've got staging. So I sent you the officials training manual that I put together each year. Give each of you the opportunity to read through it, to familiarize yourself with it if you haven't used it before. So if that's the case, now moving on to staging officials, any questions?
Since I'm going to be by myself, this is Anne. I'm supposed to go in with a team member. They're supposed to pick up their structure, And then they hand me the staging area checklist, and then we go back and I finish my staging. Since there's only going to be one of me, is there someone else? I mean, do I still go through that same procedure, or do you want someone to bring that to the structure to it?
I'm hopeful that because staging is in the corridor and you're just down the hall from one another, that Jay David, who's the backup for divisions 1 and 3, would be able to help you also back and forth. That'll
Okay.
give you an opportunity to complete staging questions while Jay David goes with one of the team members down. If it becomes a bottleneck, then I might have to do it. We'll have to work it out.
Yeah.
Just one of those things that happened at the last minute. And I don't know, we may have an association director who might be there, who might be able to work with you. They can handle that type of situation also. So we'll kind of go from there, but I understand what you're asking. And I think we'll figure out a way of being able to help you. You should not, if you're working and going through the staging checklist with a team, you should not have to break away. We'll figure out some way of someone breaking away and going down and bringing it back. Okay?
Not a problem. I was just wanting to know if I needed to adjust mentally what I need to do with that.
Okay. Wish I had a really better answer for you, but I'm hopeful we'll have enough volunteer help to handle that type of situation. I look at that as a little bit more critical than the door monitors. Only from the perspective is I have made some signs to put on the doors. Head judges might be in a position to close the doors with a sign on it, which basically just tells people if the door is closed, there's a team performing. If you're going to enter, please do so quietly. And I think we've done that in the past. Hopefully it'll work out okay. We've had in the past times when we've been in gyms where people just walked in and out. So I think we can handle it okay. We'll do the best we can. All right, Ann?
Thank you.
Did
Sounds
all
good.
of you, pardon?
I said it sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So at staging, have all of you looked at the procedures, the tournament procedures for testing the structure? Are you all familiar with that? It was on the website. I've made 24 by 36 inch copies. It'll be posted outside of weigh-in and at both prop storage rooms. And that procedure, if you haven't seen it yet, I can probably email it out. Is there any of you who are not familiar with the testing procedure?
I've read it.
Good, because it takes you step by step. It was available for teams also, step by step, weigh-in, staging, performance. Goes right down the list. And the reason I bring it up now is because in staging, the weight held official who will signal the team that it is okay to start placing the weights on the tester will have to be introduced in staging so the team member knows which official is making that call. So that's coordination between the staging judge, timekeeper, and the weight held judge. I don't want to have any confusion on the part of the team out on the floor as to when the tiny character becomes alive. That is when they can start placing weights. So I don't want the team confused as to which judge out on the floor will make the call. Okay, we good on that? All right. After that has been completed, everyone's going to be turned over to the timekeeper for both, let's see, we've got my two timekeepers, Larry and Nick. The only thing I'm going to insert is what we've done in the past, which is just a quick portion of your introduction, which is a condensed spirit of the problem of what the synopsis is, what the team is doing. I've always felt that the reason for doing that is because teams are going to be recording the performance. And so if they look at it years later, your timekeeper introduction begins with why they are doing what they are doing. And if you've ever looked at a team's performance from 30 years ago, that doesn't have that, you're like, why did they do that? And I don't think it adds a whole lot of time, but I'm just one of those things because I've got children who were in it 30 years ago, and that wasn't done. And that's where I got the idea to do it. So that's how we're going to do it. So the timekeepers will have that little snippet put in there, and then on to the timekeeper checklist. I would also remind all of you to be thinking about, little ways you want to, when the timekeeper says, is the judging team ready? What your response is going to be, so that you might have several that you want to rotate. And again, if that's what you're going to do, staging judges need to know that so they can tell the team in staging that during the introduction, the judges will have some response so that they can be thinking about it also. It shouldn't be new to all of you, or any of you for that matter, but hopefully you guys can come up with some good little introductions when you are ready.
I'll make a list and start distributing it.
Joe, did you write some?
I've got some in backlog, but I'll make sure. I've got a couple of days to come up with something.
It is unfortunate that the Ukrainian word for yes is the same as the Russian word for yes.
All right. So yeah, maybe you can put a list together and we'll share that. Put that together. Once it's turned, the timekeeper turns it over. There will be, I've got set up right now 2 weight-held judges, 3 problem judges, and 3 style judges. So all of you should have had an opportunity to read through the training manual. It has got questions that have been asked by teams and what the responses were back. Again, I have to emphasize, if you've not seen that manual before, it's officials only. And we will never reference that in talking to a team as to why maybe a penalty was inserted. So I just want to reinforce it because I do keep track of who I send it to, and it is only sent by request. It's not posted on the website. You have to reach out to me if you want a copy. So going forward in future years, if I'm still IPC, I'm still going to be putting it together. And I see that several of you have reached out from time to time, so I have no problem sharing it. It is updated on a regular basis until we get past the cutoff for the clarification report. So having said that, weight-held judges, any questions? I would emphasize that you be familiar with when the team can hold the structure on the tester. It includes placing the crusher board and the first metal weight. Okay, that's different this year. They can hold the structure when they put the first metal weight on. Once that's done, that's when they release. Okay, weight-held judges, we're good there? All right, thumbs up, got that. All right, turning it over to the problem judges, you too will be scoring the long-term, different sections. I should back up, weight-held judges. You will be scoring the D3, which is the weight tally. Again, you're going to cross-check before turning it in, make sure that we have the weight tallies match before going to the score checker. Then we will turn it over to the problem judges. You will be scoring different points on the D scores. I believe Jeff was able to set it up so that there are weighed-in judging score long-term sheets, and then also the long-term sheets for the problem judges. And then any questions from the problem judges? Good, this is going well, even though I was late. And that leaves the style judges. Style judges, any questions? All right, I know we have a lot of veterans here, a lot of experience to call on. So let's see.
No, I was going to say I really appreciated that for style, there you in the training notes that you sent out, you actually gave a definition for embellishment. That was useful
Okay.
because we didn't have that before in regionals and states.
Mhm.
And I know as a style judge, I struggled with that.
I've tried to add things to it, and I think what Harriet's referring to is for each of the judging position, there is a introduction of the procedures and the normal things that are in there, not just for this year's problem. So hopefully it gives you assistance in how to handle things. I'm also going to be bringing worksheets. Now, the style judges know there is a style worksheet. I also have, why are you laughing, Harriet?
Because that worksheet has assumes you can fit 5 teams on it.
Yep.
There's no way in the space that big I can write any information. So I always bring my home with room for 3 teams, my own 3 teams on a page, so that I can actually write information on the worksheet. That's why I was laughing.
And yes, Harriet, that allows you to embellish your notes.
Yes.
So along with, now the style worksheet is provided for all style judges for all problems. But in addition, we have a worksheet for the problem judges and the weigh-in judges. So I'll be bringing copies of that myself for all of you. And it's just a way of keeping track. I just think from experience that it's really hard on Saturday to remember the team that you saw on Friday or Thursday. So those are the notes to assist you. And if you saw a really excellent performance and you want to write a Renatra or an Homer or something, you need to write it up right then. Put it together, work with your other officials and put it, write it up, and we can finalize it later and get it to score room. You don't have to hold everything until the end of the tournament on Saturday. We can always submit them and they can go through them and pick one that they want to use. There's no limit on Omers. Don't know if we're going to limit Renatras. We do have, as you're aware, both Polish and South Korean teams. I don't know how many at this point. I haven't done a count, although Buck may have. So we will have international teams on site. Typically, our experiences, they usually speak good English when they have to, and they know comprende when it's something specific that we have a question about. So we'll
Correct.
kind of work through that as we go through. I don't think at this point, other than the worksheets, I have anything else that I really need to share with you. Do any of you have any concerns or anything as far as judging the problem that you think we should touch base on for your position? Great.
Good.
Okay. You all got a copy of the roster of your positions. At this point, I don't anticipate making any changes. Looking forward to seeing all of you on Wednesday as some of you show up, or Thursday. And I guess we'll just kind of go from there. Any last questions? Anything that you need from me? Anything that you are concerned about or that we need to touch base on before we wrap this baby up?
If it,
Wow,
has
I've
anybody,
done a really,
What?
go ahead, Harry.
has anybody besides me checked the weather reports for Iowa?
It's cooler.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
It's all over the place.
Yep.
Sounds like Oklahoma.
Cold and rainy the first couple of days and then hot.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Greg? Can't hear you.
Cold and rainy the first couple of days, and then really hot towards the end. So
Right.
be prepared for
Yeah, I
everything.
think Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be pretty toasty.
Yeah.
Right.
More with the rain humidity, but only supposed to be in up to the upper 50s, lower 60s when we first started arriving, I believe.
Right. And rainy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Wednesday-
you may want a
Wednesday's-
rain jacket and you might want to bring a sweatshirt. Who knows?
So Walter, are you doing the coaches competition again this year?
Absolutely. Wayne and I will be doing coaches competition.
Okay.
So, yes. And you're all
And I-
welcome to participate. And we'll probably look for some volunteers from the judging team to go over to the Hilton to help, which is after the graduation. The plan is, believe it's, I forget if it's Thursday or Friday. I think it's Friday. It's after graduation. There will be a memorial for Harold Kurtz and then the coaches competition. As usual, could probably use a half a dozen of you to help get people lined up. Sure, we'll just head on over. We'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, everybody good?
Oh, and for people in past years, I've brought peanut butter cups, but we have at least one team member who's allergic to peanuts, so I'm not bringing any.
Okay. I have some snacks to bring along. What do you got going on there, Robin?
My normal.
A dog who wants attention.
Yes.
Apparently. I wanted to thank Mary Ann for setting up the Zoom meeting. Mary Ann, have you figured out the link yet for anybody who wasn't able to attend?
I just know it's recording. I will figure out where the recording went when we're finished, hopefully. And
I would say, Mary Ann, that you could probably reach out to Joe. He's a really good IT guy. He can probably help you with the
Right.
the link.
It's even easier than that. If it's
Is it-
like, if your setup is the same as mine, Marianne, Zoom sent me an email with the link to the
Okay.
email that I used when I set up Zoom. It sent me an email and said, here's the link to your recording. And then I could just forward it. So hopefully it'll be that simple for you as
Okay.
well.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it
what
looks
mine
like
got
we're
too.
missing about 7 judges that are not here.
Yeah.
Missing
if-
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a few have
Um,
gone in and out, so, anyway, they'll be able, hopefully that'll exactly, and I will probably send the link to everyone. And this way, the people who, if you were here and you want to listen to it again, you can. And if you weren't here, they can just, because I know Cora for sure wanted to hear what was going on, so. And another person, but I
And
don't
you
know
can
their
skip the
name. I
first
just know
15
their.
minutes of the Zoom meeting when I wasn't there.
Right, I will tell them that.
Fast forward.
I only know some of these people's email addresses. I don't know who they are. Because and it doesn't, it's not like their name. Like I know Anne. So that's in her email address. But some of the other ones, I couldn't tell you who they are. So
All right. Okay, I think we're good. Jid, I got your message. Okay,
Yep.
glad to see you got a car. I guess that's about it, everyone. Again, my sincere apologies. I had it in the back of my mind. This was at 7 o'clock tonight. Been spending all day packing up stuff and organizing things for World Finals. So just too many things going on.
right.
All right, is that good? Everybody's good?
That's good.
Oh, good.
All right, I'll see some of you
Thank you.
Tuesday, some of you Wednesday.
Okay.
And when you get in on Wednesday, feel free to swing on by the site. We may need some help setting things up. Hopefully we'll have everything organized, but it's a very different year. And basically it's World Finals light. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Lighter than last year.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe travels and we'll see you soon.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Safe travels, everyone.
Good luck.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay.
Well, it's not working.
Oh, there it is. I'm trying to find the leave button.
Okay.
Bye.
It's a double leave.
Yeah.
That is.
Bye, guys. All right.